Hi guys! Today we're going to try out summery, fresh, fruity makeup. We're also bringing tips on how to make that long-lasting, sweat-proof summer makeup look, so stay tuned. Let's get started on how to recreate the biggest fruity faces of K-pop looks. Hey guys, it's Casper. So peach makeup, cherry makeup, there are just certain fruits that remind you of certain people, and if fruits were to be people, they just remind you of certain K-pop stars. In Korea, we compare these stars to fruits because they just have this freshly juiced, fruity vibe. If you want to learn how to recreate that fruity vibe with just some simple makeup tricks, then please stay tuned and watch how I do it. IU is the definition of peach face. This peach look uses light and matte skin finish and a lot of lovely peach colors to complete this natural, subtle look. Do you guys know that feeling when your makeup feels hot and humid and your face just melts like ice cream? Well, this peach makeup tip will be super helpful for you. For summer makeup, you have to build your base makeup a little bit differently. For this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to apply SPF and also how to make your makeup a little bit more long-lasting. During the hot summer, the more products you use, the more your makeup melts down, but one thing you cannot forget is SPF. So the first thing you want to do is apply SPF using your fingers and then blend it out using a sponge. It's important to make sure the product sinks well into your skin so that the makeup stays on longer. Make sure to apply some on your neck as well. I'm currently using a semi-matte sunscreen. If you're living in a hot and humid area, make sure to pick out a sunscreen that isn't oily. I love the fresh finish it's giving my skin. Done! Then I'm moving on to coverage. Just because you want a matte finish, don't use a product that's too matte. Matte products tend to dry out your skin, making your skin produce more sebum. Use a cushion type foundation that's close to your skin color and apply it as thin as possible. For tips on how to apply foundation like this, please go to our previous video. Now I'm going to move on to mattifying the skin using powder, and instead of using the puff that comes with the powder, I'm going to use a loose powder brush, which is going to make the powder go on more thinly and evenly. The powder particles come to hold onto each other when they come in contact with the sweat, so apply it thinly across the face using the brush and focus more on the outer parts of the face. Ta-da! This is it for the skin, and I'm going to spray some fixer to make my face even more sweat-proof. For this natural dipped in peach look, we've got these products. So I've drawn in my brows to match my hair color, and I'm going to move on to the blush, which is the most important part of this makeup look. You guys know that peaches have yellowish hues to it as well as the pinkish hues, right? So to recreate those yellowish hues, I'm going to use two blushes. So we're going to divide the usual blush area into two. So on the outer part, we're going to use this nice coral color. And on the inner parts of the cheeks, we're going to recreate that yellowish hue using a blush like this. And we're going to use a rolling motion with the brush so that these two colors blend in nicely. Now I'm going to go in with a coral color on the outer parts of my cheeks. With this method, you could recreate the unique color of the peach. Now let's move on to the eyes. Since we went all out on the blush, we're going to keep the eyes simple. First, to make the pigmentation look really poppy, I'm going to use an eye primer. Done! Next, we're going to go in with a shimmerless peach eyeshadow all over the eyelids and also the under eyes as well. On top of this, to create a light gradient, I'm going to go in with a brown with a light yellowish color, and also on the under eyes, I'm going to focus on the outer thirds. For the eyeliner, we're going to use brown pencil type eyeliner and we're going to tight line across the eye and make a downward angle at the end of the eye. For the mascara, we're going to use brown mascara for a softer look, both for the upper and lower lashes. Finally, we're going to finish off with a coral lip tint. First, you should lightly cover your original lip color using a concealer. And then apply the lip tint. I'm done with all the makeup steps. Now I'm going to do some finishing touches and I'll be back. This is it for the peachy pink makeup, just like IU. These tips will be handy during the summer because they make that semi-matte skin finish. When you look at Nayeon from Twice, what fruit comes into your mind? Cherries, right? She has a pretty defined face, and unlike the pinkish, subtle look of the peach makeup, the cherry makeup has a red and glossy heart-shaped lip. If the peach makeup is semi-matte with a subtle color, the cherry makeup is defined with a very distinct color. I finished the skin makeup, and you can follow the steps that we've taken in the previous look as well. These are the products we got for the cherry-colored lips and defined eyes. Now I'm going to go in with burgundy shadow. So when you look at cherries, you think of red and pinkish reds, but you also have the deep burgundies of actual cherries, right? I'm going to go in with this nice burgundy color to give my eyes a more defined and roundish look instead of going all over my eyelids, which can make my eyes look a little bit scary. I'm going to go in a smaller portion. And as you go upwards in towards the crease, make sure to blend it out thoroughly. Once you've got the eyeshadow on the bottom thirds of your eyelids, then I'm going to go in with a deeper shadow to accentuate the inner lines of your eyelids. So I'm going to go in with a brown, and this is almost going to act like a deeper shade to kind of prep your eyes for eyeliner. Do you see how by just adding the brown, it kind of smokes out the burgundy and making it all blend out nicely? So guys, when you look at Nayeon's eyes, do you guys know that she has aegyo살, which is the fat or the skin underneath the eyes that make your eyes pop? Well, it really makes her eyes look like cherries and it really accentuates the eyes. So I'm going to mimic that by drawing in the aegyo살 using a pearly shadow. When you draw in your aegyo살, it really helps if you smile because then your eyes kind of lift up and then the skin underneath your eyes lift as well. So I've highlighted the underneath of my eyes to make my eyes look more like Nayeon's poppy eyes. Now I'm going to go in with eyeliner and give myself a little flick to make my eyes look a little more accentuated. When you go in with eyeliner, I'm going to go in with a felt tip liner and just give myself a little wing at the outer thirds of my eyes. So I've completed the eyeliner and now I'm going to go in with the lashes. Since it's cherry makeup, I'm going to make my eyelashes look really perky, so I'm going to focus a lot on curling my lashes. In order to give myself a defined and clean look, I'm going to use black mascara. Now I'm going to go in with the lips. I'm going to use a liquid tint. I'm going to blend it from the inner parts of my lips and tap it all the way out. And then I'm going to go in with a top coat. So this is how I'm going to apply it. So once it's settled down without creasing, I'm going to go in with the top coat. When you use a glossy product on top of your lips, it gives your lips a plumping effect. Do my lips resemble a cherry? Now I'm going to go in with a liquid type blush to give myself a popping, lively look. When you use blushes like this, sometimes it can mess with your makeup underneath, so it's really important to blend it out evenly. I'm just going to go in at the center of my cheeks like this and blend it out using my fourth finger. Now I'm done with all the steps, I'm going to do some final touches and I'll show you guys the after. Ta-da! Plump, cute cherry makeup. You should try this out for some fun and vibrancy. So we've tried out our two super fruity makeup for the summer. Which one did you guys like more? Peach or cherry? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you guys for watching another episode on our channel. Please leave your ideas or any other things you guys want to recommend us down in the comments. Hit the bell button to be notified whenever a video comes up. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!